All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to TikTok Shop Insiders Podcast, your source for the latest news and strategies for TikTok Shop. I am Ivan, and this is my buddy, Pat. What's up, Pat? How you doing, man?
Doing good. It's good to be back. It's been a minute since we've been on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's been 3 or 4 weeks now. A lot of
Yeah.
busy things. End of school year for me. I think your kids are out. My kids are out today.
Yeah.
Busy on both sides, right?
Yeah, my oldest just finished elementary school. Did not think I was going to get that emotional at a 5th grade promotion, but it was cool. Yeah, it's just a busy time of years, but it's good to get back.
Yeah. 5th grade. Yeah. My kid is in 2nd grade. Last day today. He said he's like, Dad, I think I'm gonna cry today. I was like, man, it's okay to cry. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's busy, and so trying to keep busy during the summer. Now I got to figure out what we're going to do to keep them busy during the summer.
Yeah. Same, man. Same. All right. Well, thanks for joining. Long episode. I don't want to say long, but an action-packed episode. We have a lot of things to cover. We haven't, as Pat said, haven't had an episode in a little bit. So lots of things have changed since last time we talked. I think for us, at least, the biggest is TikTok Shop has new rules for messaging affiliates, right? So you as a seller now are hampered by certain restrictions that TikTok Shop has put down on you. So you essentially can't reach out to as many affiliates as you'd like. Pat, can you go ahead and kind of read through exactly what they did?
I mean, this is just TikTok's response to the constant spamming that a lot of sellers or dropshippers are doing in the DMs of creators on TikTok. What they've done is implement these weekly messaging tiers that are based on your last week's GMV, right? So you can find this if you go into the affiliate center, go into creator messages, there'll be a pop-up, and then there's a thing where you can click into the rules, and it'll basically tell you that there's 3 tiers now, that if you've made under $100 in the last week, you're limited to only being able to message 50 new creators, and creators only that have a following of up to 25,000 followers. The next tier is once you go between above $100 to $1,500, you're able to message 500 new creators with an unlimited follower count. And then the last one, if you can get over $1,500 per week in GMV, you're essentially back to being unlimited again. Unlimited number of creators you can reach out to, unlimited follower count.
Right. So huge update. I think lots of thoughts here, but to put it in perspective, our strategy lies with 5,000 messages per week, 1,000 messages a day. So going from 5,000 to 50 is a drastic change, and, kind of handicaps us a little bit, especially for new brands, right? Like you said, that $1,500 a week mark. For established brands, getting unlimited, that's where the goal is. But for the new brands who don't have, off TikTok presence, don't have a lot of sales, it's a harder road to come. So yeah, it's I think really good for us as an agency, right? Because we have these established affiliate connections already, right? So if you're a new brand, you're looking to outreach, your 50 messages is a drop in the bucket compared to these bigger brands who have unlimited messaging. And if you partner with someone like us, we kind of have already affiliates in our network that we can say, hey, new brand, would greatly appreciate if you could what do you think of the brand, but also could you make a video of the brand?
That's kind of the long-term game, right? Is
right.
To be able for especially for us is to build relationships with creators that we've seen success with, and kind of just continuing to build that network over time, so we don't have to rely on thousands of messages every time.
Right. Yeah. I think as we're getting more mature in the game, it becomes less of mass outreach at scale, more affiliate cultivation, and getting them in your network, talking to them, having them create more videos and establishing more of a relationship, right? Like a deeper relationship versus like a wider relationship.
Yep.
Another thing here, a note that I put is ads are a lot more integrated and need to be integrated sooner, right? So with less content being able to be made, you can supplant that or support that with paid ads, right? So you have less inventory or less videos to make or at your disposal. Well, you can increase views by adding paid media behind it.
Yeah, and then relying on your own content too. So making sure you as a brand are creating your own TikTok Shop content and then pushing that through ads, because you can help generate your own sales through
For
as well.
sure. Yeah, we see that repeatedly done, especially in the packing videos, as well as like CEOs are a lot more visible now. Talking about the brand. So love that idea. Next piece of news, really huge. I think in the last day or two is kind of when it popped on my radar.
Ban happening.
Yeah.
In the U.S. government, they're still making a push. I think maybe to prove even more how much TikTok is valued in the U.S., which is why they kind of want to push all in even more now.
Right. And I might be mistaken here, but I know that there was a little bit of hiccups in the TikTok Shop expansion in the EU. Something about their like teams or integration or something like that didn't kind of roll out as smoothly. So maybe that's another. I know our experience with TikTok here in the United States has been awesome, right? Our TSP, Tom, I know you're listening to this. Shout out to you. You've been great, and kind of everyone that I've talked to in the TikTok Shop arena and all the posts that they make, it's very it shows that they're on top of the game. So I think that's maybe it. Like maybe it rolled out easier in the US.
Yeah.
Up next is TikTok is preparing a US copy of the app's core algorithm. So Pat, explain a little bit more of what you kind of see here.
Yeah, I mean, this seems to be again kind of TikTok preparing to have a type of workaround for the ban in the US, right? Is maybe not officially still staying with TikTok, but having their technology at least represented in some capacity by copying their algorithm over.
Yeah. So this again revolves around the TikTok Shop potential ban or potential sale, right? That we saw early last month. But for me, this says worst comes to worst, TikTok is probably just going to copy their current algorithm or their current status and create it just for the US, and therefore preserving TikTok Shop, aka TikTok Shop's not going anywhere. So I did see some kind of news or chatter that this is false or not going to happen, but I still am very bullish on TikTok Shop, right? The TikTok pausing European e-commerce to work on US more, and then also just preparing a lot of different options. Like they can get creative on how they can preserve US TikTok Shop.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, I think there's still time to make your move in TikTok Shop now, and TikTok's putting out all those signals that they don't plan on going anywhere soon. So don't shy away from it. And still, social commerce. This is still building the fundamentals of social commerce behind like affiliate networks and knowing how to leverage an affiliate network to create content and generate sales through social commerce.
Cool. I wanted to introduce a new kind of segment, if you will. It's like my share of the week and taking a look at some wins and brands and products that are seeing success in TikTok right now. The first one I want to highlight is The Ordinary. I think women out there know this brand, pretty popular brand out there. But I think in the last 7 days, they've made 300K. And this is a relatively new launch for them. Looking at Shop Plus, it looks like their sales started around very first sales started in February, but started to pick up a lot to the tune of 20K a day in mid-March. And you'll see that their video output matches their increase in sales, right? So mid-March, you'll see their video output, upwards of 30 videos a day. And then towards mid-April, you're going to see 100 videos today. And then mid-May, you're going to see 150, 200 videos a day. Mm-hmm. And you'll see that same exact increase day over day, week over week in their sales, right? So to me, there's a direct correlation with how many videos you make to the number of sales that you have. So this is a well-known brand kind of expanding on TikTok Shop and really kind of killing it, to be frank. So any thoughts here, Pat, on The Ordinary?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we've been saying, right? It's still a numbers game. You do have to be a little bit patient making sure we communicate that with our brands too, because we're seeding a lot of samples out, but you're also seeing a lot of videos being created as we seed these samples out. What we kind of positioned it or explained to it as is like you're almost kind of building like a stack of tinder for a fire, right? You have all these videos about your product kind of sitting out there, and then it just takes one, maybe two videos to go super viral, and then people start getting retargeted by all the other videos that were created about your product, because it's relevant to whatever's trending within TikTok.
Yeah, I love that analogy. You said that in a call of ours. I was like, man, that's genius. Because like, just to repeat it again, it's like every one of these pieces of content, these videos, is a piece of tinder, a piece of wood that you're putting into a stack, and that viral video that no one has an explanation to, can be that fire to that tinder, to that wood, and erupt into something, and every piece kind of over time contributes to that fire. So man, that was a great analogy. So oh, actually, yeah, I love that.
I watched a lot of Survivor, so that's probably where it came from.
Yeah, you do a lot of camping too, so
that's it.
Yeah. Okay, so Ordinary, great, but you're probably thinking out there, okay, well, that's an established brand, they're in Target, etc. But what about other brands, right? So another brand I want to highlight is called Nello Super Calm Powdered Drink Mix, and essentially, it's hydration packets, looks exactly like a competitor of theirs. And I brought this up because their competitor, what is it called again? Hydration
Liquid
IV.
IV.
Oh, Liquid IV is killing it, right? They're massive. They're in Costco's, everything. But this is a small fish in a big pond with, sharks in it, right? So they're able to make waves on the TikTok shop space to the tune of, looking it up right now, 190K in the last 7 days. So again, this is, a great looking product. They started their affiliate outreach in beginning of April to the tune of 15 to 20 units per week, videos made per week. And then they, towards May, they picked it up to about 50 videos per week. And then you can see their sales go from about the 6K a day to all the way up to like 50K a day, 30K a day, 50K a day. It's just crazy, new brand. Yeah, go ahead, Pat.
I was just going to say, it kind of causes like a snowball effect, right? Like as soon as one thing starts picking up sales, and then like creators will start seeing it in their networks. It's like, oh, they're starting to generate sales over the last 7 days or whatever. And then you just people kind of build on it.
Right.
It's probably what happened here.
Another form of your Tinder analogy, right?
Yeah.
More content, but also like it erupts in a different way. Like it gets on the radar of different affiliates, right?
And you'll see if you scroll down, they started doing a lot more lives, right? Like you'll see a lot kind of more lives like pop up.
Yeah.
In the last like 2 weeks.
This is actually something super interesting with lives that I've learned in the last couple of weeks since we last talked. But to me, lives is the bottom of the funnel. They are what people look at as like pushing them over the edge when they want to buy something. And what I mean by that is like they get top of the funnel videos, like people talking about the product and putting it on their face, and this is great, and they're on the fence and they don't buy it. They have it in their cart. But what happens with lives, just like QVC, it's kind of more of an impulse buy. You're talking to someone more directly. They're talking to your needs, and their philosophy on their content, on their lives, is to get that person over the fence and to buy the product immediately, right? It's like it's on sale now, we're running out of stock, just like QVC type stuff. So it's like there is also a funnel within TikTok shop affiliate content, right? Top of funnel, middle of funnel, and then bottom of funnel. And I look at lives as that bottom of funnel. Cool. So yeah, that's the highlight of the week that I have. And then, we wanted to, the part of the podcast where we go over strategy, right? And, how to sell on TikTok shop, essentially. We want to share this beverage client that we've been working with and pretty proud of, right? So in the 4 weeks that we've been working with them, we have generated 8K in sales in that 4 weeks. So pretty proud of that. Yeah, from scratch, right? So brand new all the way to 8K in sales in 4 weeks. I don't know of any other channel that you could kind of do that. So Pat, what are your initial thoughts of when we think about that brand that we worked with?
Yeah, I mean it's good. They have like great branding. They have a big presence on Amazon and kind of like other channels, which is beneficial, right? Because it provides some social proof that we know this product sells well. People actually are into the product. It's reviewed well. Now
Right.
it's a matter of like translating that over to TikTok. So we kind of went in with the thought of this brand does do well. We just need to now position them onto TikTok Shop in the same way that they've done on off TikTok.
Yeah, it's
But
great.
yeah, it's we've kind of done all the little things right that we've talked about, right? Making sure listing optimization's all done, descriptions,
Right.
titles, videos, getting their social proof to 10 sales. That was definitely a key factor in driving conversion rates on TikTok Shop, is because people want to see that people are buying the product, not only reviewing it, but units are being sold.
Right. A
Right.
couple things there, like we call it social proof, right? And when you look at a TikTok Shop listing, you see, the name, title, image, but you also see units bought, or I'm sorry, units sold exactly. So
Mhm.
it's like if you're a shopper or an affiliate and you see 0 units sold, well, your likelihood of buying it's not, right? So if you see that number at 10 or 100 or 1,000, it goes up, potential goes up of buying it. Same with reviews, right? The more reviews you can get, the more 5-star reviews, the better. So yeah, social proof is definitely necessary to get started, both of like buyers, which is understandable, but also affiliates. Higher quality affiliates want higher quality items. So getting that social proof
Yep.
is necessary.
Yeah, I mean, we reached out to. I mean, we're at 300 over 300 affiliates in 14 days. Reaching
Yeah.
out both in the manual way and automated outreach. Doing the extra things like commenting on posts to get just a little bit more attention, getting a better response rate for the outreach that we're doing in DMs or what's it called, targeted collab invites, etc.
Yeah.
What else was there that we've
Well,
done?
quick story on the commenting on posts. So
Oh yeah.
I remember when we first started this TikTok Shop journey, your wife is an affiliate and she
Mm-hmm.
made a video on, I believe it was like a backpack or a bag or something like that. And I
Mm-hmm.
commented, knowing that other people might be asking this question. I was like, oh, well, how does it fit? And I remember
Mm-hmm.
she did a video response of how it fit. And I remember she told me that she got a sale from that question that I asked. And I was like, oh
Right.
my God, this is genius. And this was like our first interaction on TikTok Shop, right? Like our
Yeah.
first like kind of like aha moment, if you will, right? So it's like if you comment on posts you're with a question that people are naturally asking for and you create a video on it, it's like that's an entry level for more
More
affiliate
content.
sales, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, more content, more affiliate sales. So one thing we like to implore in our affiliate managers is commenting on our clients affiliate videos and engaging there. When you get engagement and extends that video, but also like opportunity to create more videos and get more sales, right? So
Mm-hmm.
commenting on posts is maybe something you could start to think of introducing in your affiliate strategy.
Yep. Yeah, and then the next piece that we were definitely clear on is the brand brief, the creative brief that we send to creators, right? We're making sure they are fully informed on the best selling points of the product, even just any new things, like if there's trends happening within TikTok, right? There was like a certain tea that started to go viral because of like something else that went viral, and so they started searching for our clients' tea because they had the same ingredient within their tea. So we kind of pivoted and told the affiliates to start kind of incorporating this a little bit more. We started sending out more samples of that product, right, to
Right.
capitalize on the viralness.
For sure.
So there's kind of like a lot of pivoting and a lot of like adjustments and that we go through kind of through the course of getting these affiliates to create videos.
Right. It's not just set it and forget it. You kind of have to
Mm-hmm.
follow up and, TikTok moves so fast, both like internally, but also like the content, right? Like what are some
Yeah.
trends in music and, editing trends, etc., that we could
Yep.
share with our affiliates to at the end get more sales for our clients. So
yeah, I mean, definitely in the follow-up game is a big piece of it. Clients are spending a lot of money to send these samples to creators, often
Yep.
hundreds, thousands of samples. So the more videos you can get out of a creator that has received the sample, the better, right? So we started doing like commission tiers, which is a strategy of ours, is offering a little bit higher commission. So we bring them in on a slightly lower commission, and we message them after their first video. We're like, hey, if you want to earn 2-3% more, whatever it is, get to 3 videos, create 3 videos on this product. We'll bump you up.
Yeah. Well, let me pause you here. So when Pat and I made this podcast, there's a fine line between like what we want to share on the podcast with you guys and what we want to keep internal to kind of stay, ahead of the curve. This is one of those ones where I was like, it was on the fence. Like, I don't know if we wanted to share it just because it's so integral and it's doing so well. But Pat convinced me, but I also want to share the strategy and hopefully it'll help you guys out there, right? So we want to drop some pieces of knowledge. But Pat, if you could go into kind of like exactly from start to finish, like our problem was we recognize that, hey, we're sending out one product and getting one video. How can I asked Pat, like, how can we get more videos made from that one product? So Pat came up with this brilliant idea of tiered commission. And we would tell our affiliates this tiered commission. So Pat, if you could describe it a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean that's basically it. Is we brought them in on a targeted collab at whatever it was, 15% or whatever it was starting out, right? And this was kind of like the general message in the DMs that were sent out. Once we kind of sifted through all the videos and samples that we were starting to receive, we started to pick out the ones that we thought created the best type of content that could sell the product really well, because we wanted to establish a better relationship with the creator, right? So that's kind of the name of the game long term, is get these creators, build their trust with the brand, build their trust with us, establish that relationship. And so why not incentivize? I think we kind of viewed it from the creator's perspective too, because obviously my wife's a creator, and so I actually asked her specifically about the strategy when I thought about it, and I was like, what would incentivize you to create more content? She's like, oh, a higher commission. I was like, oh, so simple. Right. Yeah. And then we kind of just translated and said, why don't we just reach out to everybody who's created really good content that we like, offer them a little bit higher commission to get them to create more
videos. It's no extra cost to our client, to us, to ask them to leave more, right? We already have open lines of communication. But just to be clear, let's say your commission rate, your client or the brand wants a commission rate maximum of 20%, right? Maybe you don't have an open commission rate of 20%. Maybe you start at 15% and you say, okay, open commission is 15%. That's what you're pitching out to the affiliates, and inevitably people will be interested. But what now is like, you get them to create a video, they create a good one, or even they haven't even created one yet, but you think one that would do a good job. You say, well, if you create 5 videos, I'll give you 20%, which is huge. And I guess it's all perceived value, right? It's like they're entering at you're opening negotiations at 15%. Well, if I can get 20, it's like, and all in all, we were willing to give that in the first place. So it's like kind of, a little bit of, kind of negotiation tactics, I guess, if you will. But, at the end of the day, it's what gets more videos made. So something that we've employed and done well.
I mean, a couple of episodes ago, we were telling affiliates to just ask for more commissions, because you don't know what the brands have budgeted for commissions, right? And so this is kind of the other side of it.
Yeah, I love it. Love it. And so again, we have more than 300 videos made, but only 3 videos constituted 90+% of those sales, right? So again, it's that Tinder analogy that you were saying. Like, we can let's say 300 400 videos made, little disheartening at first, right? Like, you're not getting any sales, but then you get this 1 or 2 that kind of spark that fire, and all these other videos are getting sales off of it too. So it's all the name of the game. It's a numbers game, if you will, on TikTok Shop right now.
The client finally had their first viral video, right? That is over 1 million views now. So we're kind of just watching it, seeing if it plateaus. We want to have it run its course in organic traffic, and then we're going to back it up with ads to keep it going,
to boost it, right? Because essentially they've got to have 100 views, or I'm sorry, 1 million views. Now you can, if you put ads behind it, then it's retargeting those 1 million views, right? So
and then that creator actually she did a second video as a comment, or a video on a comment, and that one's starting to pick up traction as well.
I think it's over, there you go. And then it's like Yeah, then it becomes an affiliate management cultivation, project of how can we kind of work with them. Our interests are in line of selling more
Mhm.
product. Can you do a live? Can you do more videos? This is different ways of attacking, that tea, or here's new flavors that you can do.
Mhm.
So yeah, all in all, kind of a mini success story in a relatively quick amount of time. I mean, we haven't had a podcast in the last 4 weeks, and you can see what we've been busy doing. So we've been busy
Yeah.
doing this. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, that concludes it as far as like all the things I wanted to talk about. Pat, anything else? Are you all good? I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, summer sale is wrapping up today. If you guys don't have your, I think it's called, what is it? TikTok Shop for You, or For You Deals Day or something. That's
Yeah,
going to be happening in July. So if you haven't registered products yet for that, make sure you're doing that within TikTok Shop. I think they're funding up to 20% for that, and I think it's going to go head to head with Amazon's Prime Day, because it's supposed to be scheduled
love it.
through like first or second week of July. So I think it's going to go head to head with Amazon Prime Day. So making sure that's all registered, making sure your products are registered. Take advantage of those TikTok funded coupons if you can.
Love it. Yeah, and I forgot to mention we've reached some milestones on our podcast. 2,000 downloads. I don't know exactly what that means.
That's
We're new to
crazy.
the so 2,000 downloads. I've noticed an uptick of people reaching out to me and just mentioning the podcast. Hey, heard you through the podcast. You guys' stuff is great. And yeah, it's really, I love it. It's kind of like a bright light whenever I hear someone talk about the podcast
Yeah,
or reference it. So
yeah, that's cool.
congrats, man.
It's
When we
still
get
new to
to
me.
10,
It's still new to me.
yeah. When we get to $10,000, I'm taking you out to somewhere awesome to eat. So
All right,
hopefully that's sooner than
all right, I'm
later.
down.
So wait, so if you're a fan of the podcast, share it so we can get to 10,000, so I can take Pat out to a nice
Yeah, leave a
dinner.
review. Yeah, leave a rating.
All right, that concludes it. Don't forget TikTokshopinsiders.com, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks, guys.
All right, peace.